Today, I will present you a new version or technique for using the law of assumption, which I have personally used. It all works 80% of the time and is pretty straightforward, and it is a method that you don't have to go to sleep with. You don't have to fight yourself with visualizing if you're having trouble with visualizing, which I did when I used this method. And I got 80% results, right. 80% of everything I tried to obtain while using this method worked for me. So I'm going to explain this to you guys. And as a result, I can give you simple terminology and directions on how you can manifest at least 80% of anything you desire in your life within weeks, days, or even hours of doing this, and it will come to you. I've had things come to me within hours, and occasionally I had stuff that took months to arrive. However, many of them came pretty quickly. I thus waited, and eventually, even the larger things came to me, and it unfolded in my mind as a result of my presumption that I had something. Nevertheless, this is a somewhat unconventional approach, but it's not visualizing, it's assuming, and it's a pretty straightforward method, and I'll explain that to you now. But first, I'll give you a brief overview of who Neville Goddard is and what he actually did. Neville Goddard thought your imagination to be God, and if you have the ability to control, you can manipulate your own reality. By utilizing your imagination, you can construct reality. By using your imagination, you can think you have something, bring it vividly to mind's eye during meditation, and create it as well as the corresponding feeling. And once you can sustain the experiments of having anything, regardless of whether it's $50 million, a new relationship, a new sports vehicle, a new high-performance truck, a helicopter, or anything else, there is no level too high of the things that you can accomplish with the law of assumption. No matter what it is, if you can feel like you already have it, you can attract it. But if you accept it and act like you have it, it will come into your life. Okay, so I'm going to break down this technique for you. In addition, you will need a pen and a piece of paper, and it's an easy process. And you can do this today, and it will work for you in as little as a few hours. You can expect something wonderful to happen. And it will be something specific, because what we're going to do here is something particular that you want in your life. So this is what I want you to do immediately. Now, let's get started. Put this in writing. So answer these questions, and when you respond, please write down your answers to this question. What do I wish to acquire? Therefore, I want you to consider what it is that you desire to have right now. What do you want? Now think. Consider precisely what you desire in life. All right, so what do you want? A new relationship? What do you desire? $100,000. Within the next few days, what do you desire? $10,000. In a few days, what do you desire? A new sports vehicle, a new pickup truck, or whatever else you desire. Just figure it out. Doesn't matter. Don't limit yourself. Assume it without placing any limitations on it. And we're not presuming anything right now, because you're figuring out exactly what you want. Don't make any assumptions just yet. We're going to discuss that subject next, but I want you to simply locate whatever it is that you seek without imposing any limitations. Therefore, if you're thinking to yourself, oh, I want $5,000, stop immediately. Break away from that, all right? And make it 50. I don't want you to limit yourself. You are a creator. You can create anything you want in your life. Do not limit yourself to small things. Be happy. You can have anything you want in your life. This world, this consciousness that we're living in was created for you to be happy. And you can create anything that you want. And you need to meditate on that and know that. And it can also be anything you want to be, such as your career, a new job, or a promotion. I want you to write that down, as well as a particular amount of money you want to be earning in your career, such as a new salary. I want you to write that down. Oh, I would like to earn this much per month doing this. Okay, so I want you to write that in the first paragraph. What you want to have or do, and even if it's something you want to do, okay? If you want to travel, if you want to take a holiday, if you want to go to Rome, if you want to go to London, if you're in a different country, if you're in Europe, and if you want to come to the United States, I want you to write it down. I want to take a vacation. I desire to visit a remote island. I would like to do something similar. Okay, with the law of assumption, there is something preventing you from carrying out this action, And in the world in which we live, nothing is too large for you. Do not limit yourself. Write it down immediately. Okay, in the next paragraph, I want you to write this down. Now imagine that you have already accomplished it. Therefore, I want you to meditate the feeling that you already possess what you wrote down. So whether the amount was $100,000 or $500,000, just let it blow your mind. Relax, take a deep breath, and savor this sense of ownership. Now that you possess it, it's now yours. It belongs to you. Immediately, everything you have written belongs to you. What would that be like? What would you feel? Great, you're happy. That is incredible. It is done. Now, I'd like you to write down okay. In other words, if your sales objective is $200,000, how does it make you feel? Okay, so basically what he's saying is feel like you already have it. So I want you to really focus on yourself, slow your mind down, and pretend that you already have these things. You might even try to imagine what it would be like and what you would do if, for example, you did go on that exotic trip or get that new sports car. I want you to feel that way right now, as if you already had it. Okay, so it causes you to suppose that you've already accomplished your goal, since you get the impression that it's already been achieved. How would it feel to get everything you want right now? Okay, now that you've meditated on that and have that feeling, I'd like you to write it down. I want you to write down your exact emotions. Now that you have it written down, I feel so happy. Now that I have this new house, I finally own the house I've always admired driving past. I want it. I was so beautiful, and now I'm living in it, Write down how you feel now that you have these things, now that you have the new relationship, the person you've always wanted to be with, or something like who was considerate, generous, loved you, treated you well, and made you feel significant. How would you feel if you were currently in a relationship where you felt significant, cared about, and where your partner truly thought about you constantly and went out of their way for you? How would that make you feel? Now that you know, you need to imagine how it would make you feel and write it down. I want you to do this before you go to sleep, but I don't want you to visualize afterwards. I want you to write down all of this and really feel it as you write. Then you can go to sleep. After reading it, you should simply fall asleep in that state. You do not need to visualize this. When I did this before, around 80% of what I wrote down came true. Okay, guys. I really care about you and wanted to share this technique with you. I hope you enjoy it. And please perform this exercise in a deliberate manner, because this will occur to you. I wish only the best for you, and I always consider you guys to be successful, because I want the best for you, because I have envisioned great things for you, and because I expect wonderful things to occur.